coming back to 58 Unfiltered Little Bytes, where we talk a little bit more about segments in my monthly show, but also we'll talk about some brand new topics coming to you on a weekly basis. So thank you for coming back. If you like what you hear and see, please click and subscribe. Please comment below and get that notification so you'll know when my next videos are coming up, okay? All right. So we're going to talk about a subject that might be a little delicate, but I think it's something that people, or at least with women, they need to, absorb and take in and, apply it to their life and their perspective. And hopefully, again, with all videos, it'll be something that you can take with you and you'll learn from, or something that you needed to hear. And that's what we're here to do. Okay, so you ready? You ready? You ready? Okay. Here's our subject. Why do girlfriends fade? Lord have mercy, y'all. Why do girlfriends fade? I'm gonna let you just let that sink in a little bit and think about some of the girlfriends that you've had or have now, and just think about where you guys are. I'm saying a lot of this from experience, so I am sharing that experience with you today. So let's go and delve into what I feel are some reasons why friendships fade. I think one of the reasons why friendships fade is because of growth. A lot of women, we tend to grow apart. Think about this. A lot of girlfriends you might have met in grade school, high school, or college. You hung out, you were on the phone, you went partying. I mean, we did it all. We would have late night talks, talk about that guy we liked or had a crush on. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And y'all would having all this conversation, and y'all would do this together. And oh my goodness, she was just your best bud. Or you might have more than one. You might have had a couple of them. Y'all were just tight. Okay? Tight. Well, one might end up saying years later, they might like hanging out at the bookstore reading books, and the other one still want to go out to the club. And then one wants to talk about, I don't know, their decorating career or something like that. And the other one wants to just talk about how she likes all these different guys that she wanted, or talk about how many guys she's dating. And neither one of them want to hear what you guys to say. So, it's growth. We mature into our own set of values and ideas and perspectives. And so that might leave somebody out. Now, how do we handle those situations? Well, everybody handles them differently. And even I handle things differently. And even I have been guilty of some things that I shouldn't have done, but I have. And please, out there, know that you did some of these too. So I ain't the only one. Okay. So I'm just saying an example. I had a girlfriend that I was really close to and everything, and we would talk, and then, later on, a couple of years later, we would have a conversation, and I felt like we didn't have much in common. Like the conversations weren't engaging. So I, was feeling some type of way, and so I would stop answering the phones, or I would stop returning calls. I wouldn't return them. And, not to say, and again, this is not the solution for everybody. For me, at the time, at the stage that I was at, that was best for me. Not saying it was right or wrong. So that relationship just faded. And I know, and we're going to talk about a little bit, what the feelings are after going through all of this, and then what you do moving forward. So that was something that I felt at the time wasn't, a relationship that I could grow with. But that was me. I don't know how the other person felt. but I know that for me, it was something that I needed to do. Okay. The next thing I feel that causes girlfriends to fade is the friend that doesn't feel like they're needed, or the friend that wants you unhappy. Ooh. Did I just say that, y'all? Did I just say that? Yes, I did. I just said there's a friend out there that you have that doesn't want to see you happy. I said it and I meant it. There are friends out there who want to see you in the damsel in distress mode, and they feel that they can go in and save you and protect you and everything like that. That gives them something to do. Okay. But then there's that other friend that wants to see you miserable. It makes them feel good to see you in the state that you're not successful, or that you're crying over somebody, or that your job is not doing well, you're not getting paid enough, or you're just having some issues, right? And as women, and we have all had them. I have had them. I've had some issues, hunty. Oh my goodness. But there are those friends that they thrive on that. And it's unfortunate that they are in your life and they are representing that type of friend. But if you notice or see those signs, my advice would be to try to get out of that relationship. You don't want to stay in a relationship that's negative. You don't want to stay in a relationship where they constantly want to see you down, or they don't want to, because a good friend's going to lift you up and support you when you're successful. If you're that VP, or if you got that teacher of the month, or whatever the case may be, you were supported, right? So you don't want to have a friend that's not going to do that for you. Okay, so really think about that. And really, if you have a friend like that right now, that you feel like, ooh, they always around when things ain't right, but they not around when things are good, I'd say you need to look at that and reevaluate. So the last two reasons I feel are very to the gut. And it might be hurtful, and it might be shocking, but it is a part of life. I think one of the things is jealousy. Jealousy will do a lot to a relationship. Let me tell you something. It'll literally destroy it. And sometimes we as women, I think we all have a hint of jealousy within us, but it's just how much you allow it to fester and how you allow it to affect your relationship. Because, if, say, the big example, if one gets married and the other one doesn't, and the other one wants to be married, but they just don't have a prospect, there's a twinge of jealousy there when that happens. Because you want that too, right? You want that happiness too. You want to have that partner. And so if somebody gets it first, you're just feeling some type of way. Now, how you respond to that is another thing. Some friends will be helpful. Again, if they were that close, they'll be the maid of honor, or they could start acting real shady. Real shady. Like doing some sabotage. What? Okay. You don't want to hear that. But it's true, y'all. It's true. Some women are like that. I think that it's one of those hard knock things to deal with. But, that's just what it is, y'all. Some women are jealous the way you carry yourself, that you attract other friends, that you attract other men, like you attract men like a magnet, or you got married, or you just have something that they want, and they want it so bad that it's infuriating to have that relationship with you. And it also could be that they want you to worship them. They want you to worship them. And when you don't worship them, you don't kiss their feet, you don't call them all the time, you don't, up in their face. They don't like that either, because that means that they're not priority in your life. Now, being a girlfriend is, a wonderful thing. Having a sisterhood is a wonderful thing. But you got to know, as sisters, and when I say sisters, that's black, white, yellow, green, blue, purple, everybody. We got busy lives, and we have to prioritize our lives. So you ain't going to be about you, boo. It ain't going to always be about you. Remember that. And that's vice versa. We can't think we the center of the universe and think somebody's going to just be kissing our butts every time we move. If I move, you move. Nah, ain't nobody doing that. Especially at 50. I know ain't nobody doing that at 50. So the older you get, the more you're not going to do it. So what I'm saying is, jealousy can play a key role of, friends fading, because if they're not getting what they need, or they feel so, you got to feel so enraged or feel something, some kind of way, that relationship is not going to survive. It's definitely not going to survive. And that type of relationship will just abruptly end. Okay, that relationship is just going to end. There's not going to be a coming to Jesus moment. Maybe later on down the line, those are the moments where it might be years from now, or months from now, and then maybe one will give in and the other will hopefully listen to what the other person says. But normally when there's a lot of jealousy, because when you're jealous, you tend to do something that's going to hurt the other person. And then the other person's not going to really want to talk. And because you're already upset and feeling some type of way yourself, you're not going to give up the goods about how you feel anyway. So that's a relationship that's going to dissolve pretty quickly. So in leading to the last part and talking about jealousy and whatnot, I feel the biggest component that why girlfriends fade. You ready? You ready? It's that old staple. That man, y'all. That man. That man. He did it. He the one. He needs to go because he didn't stirred up too much stuff. When a woman gets into a relationship, especially a good relationship, that will definitely change the dynamics of a relationship with a girlfriend. Because again, it's all about that priority. If you get in a relationship, you want to make that relationship your priority, especially if you're talking about maybe marriage with this person, or really just a long-term commitment with this person. It takes work. It takes concentration. It takes a lot of effort to be in relationships, especially when you're married. There's a lot, because it's not only just being married. Some people have children, or their job. So there's a whole big world to a couple once they get together. Family members, all of that. Like, it's just all of that combined. And the girlfriend can be left out, especially if the girlfriend is still single. And again, this is not everybody, I'm just telling you what I've been told, what I've experienced. So you take whatever you want. You take the nooks and crannies of what I'm saying and you apply that to you. I was always told by older women at the time, if you're married, it's hard to be with a single woman as a friend, because if you do go out, single women, of course, are going to attract men, and, you're going to be out there, and they're going to be looking at you too. And it's a lot of temptation and all of that good stuff. And, you just don't want to jeopardize a relationship. And that's not to say you can't be friends with people who are single, but here's that perspective of life. There's two different types of perspectives. Now, if they're single, it meaning that they're not married, but they are in a relationship, they probably would understand that concept of being in a relationship and what that means and what that entails. There is sometimes that whole thing of going back to, well, I want to do this today. Well, I can't. I got to consult my husband, to make sure we don't have any plans. Some women get mad at that. I've had friends that got mad at that. It's hard and it's a fine line. And I'm not trying to discard what that woman is feeling, but it does change when you get in a relationship with with a man, and that man becomes your husband, and you make a life with that man, and the friendship with that particular woman that you might have been friends with a long time before this man appeared, right, has to change. And either the friend can adjust or they can't. I notice more and more that I'm more friends with women who are married or in committed relationships because we understand the nature of our relationships. And so when we go out, it's usually as couples, or if we do go out, we still understand. We're not there to go to the club and try to attract other men. We go out to really be in the sisterhood, to be engaging, to be to lift each other up, to have fun and laugh and talk about things and talk about what you're doing in your life and talk about what you're doing in your life. We might cry. We might hold each other's hand. All those things. And that's how it should be, regardless if you're single or married. But I feel like, unfortunately, it's not quite like that. Now, trust me, there are some good relationships that I have seen that even though they're not married, they have a really good relationship with that friend who is married, and they are brought into that circle, and that they have a successful relationship, and meaning that the wife can go out with the girlfriend, and the husband don't got to feel any type of way, and the friend, will maybe bring a boyfriend if she's ready or not. All I'm saying is you got to make it work, and everybody has to be understanding to everybody's circumstance. That's what sisterhood is all about. That's what sisterhood is all about. I just want people to understand that there are things, though, that will harm that friendship. Now, if any of those things happen, how do you deal with it? Girl, you cry. You cry, you get hurt, but you got to get over. And you also got to start thinking, was this person supposed to take that next step with me? Were they supposed to go to the next level? Because sometimes they're not. Not everybody goes to the table with you, and not everybody's going to go to the next level with you. So sometimes you have to look at it like that. As hard and as sad as that can be, you gotta sometimes look at it like that. And you gotta also say, after that, once you get over that hump, you'll say the women that are coming into your life will bring the things that you need, right? They're gonna bring everything that you need. So even though there are friends that you have to leave behind and friends you've known for years and years and years, know that there's going to be other women out there who are going to give you the things that you need. Those friends, unfortunately, weren't able to go to that next level. These friends will be able to go to the next level, right? So know that sisterhood is still there. Sisterhood will be there. Sisterhood is the strongest thing that you could ever have. I have a great group of women that I'm surrounded by now, and I love it. I cherish the friendships I did have and understand that because of life and certain circumstances, it just wasn't meant to be. And even if they were jealous or didn't want to see me happy, sometimes they're dealing with certain things and insecurities from their past. And you can't be mad at that because everybody has a past and they have some things that sometimes they still got to deal with, right? So I think that at the end of the day, we're all human. We all make mistakes. But remember, there's always somebody out there for somebody. And that means there's always girlfriends for girlfriends. Remember that. Again, if you like what you just heard, please click and subscribe, comment below. I would love to hear your comments on this. We'll have some more. Again, I'll see you on Mondays and Thursdays. This video was late today, but don't worry about it. Never, even though it was late, it's still here. Again, my show, monthly show is tomorrow. Again, my monthly show is tomorrow. Tomorrow, check it out. The monthly show, have a great lineup scheduled. So I hope to see you soon. See you later, guys.